This doctor was like, well, what kind of stuff are you eating? And I would like tell him, and almond butter was one of those things. He goes, well, that almond butter really packs a punch.
Also, have you ever experienced that while working out? The feeling of coming a little bit?
No.
I remember being in therapy and the basics were astounding to me because she would just repeat, you are not your thoughts and your feelings. And I was like, then what the fuck am I?
If I'm not that, what am I, a bag of bones?
Yeah.
And the footnote on that page, honey, well, you're going to have to read it to find out.
Miss Simmons?
A fish bit my toe. What is it?
Don't care too much, but I still care. The almond butter is sticking so hard in my throat.
I was thinking you were about to say the Almond Brothers. You were singing an Almond Brothers song.
The classic Almond Brothers song. No, it's Beyonce's I Care, and I love it.
Oh! Yes!
This almond butter
is
sticking and made my voice sound totally different.
By the way, what peak eating disorder, my mom was like nervous, and we were talking to a doctor who I was like getting stress fractures, blah blah blah. And
because you weren't getting the nutrients?
Yeah, and he was like, I think maybe it was also I was like maybe vegan at that time, and my mom was like, I'm a little bit concerned, like whatever. And this doctor was like, well, what kind of stuff are you eating? And I would like tell him, and almond butter was one of those things. He goes, well, that almond butter really packs a punch. He goes, that's some heavy duty stuff. Like, doctors are so funny.
That's so funny.
Like,
wow, that packs a punch.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you loud and clear, doc.
Cool.
It's high calorie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me more about the eating disorder. When was the peak? If you want to.
Yeah,
how do you think
I'm an open book. No, that I think was like, there have been different peaks. That was like, high school is when it started.
Uh-huh.
Of course.
Yeah.
I was interested in nutrition. That's where it like kind of always started. I played sports my entire life. So it was kind of always in my orbit to be like, oh,
nutrition.
Performance, yeah.
Yeah.
And
performance, and not in the arts.
Yeah.
Performance.
Sports performance.
Gatorade. Lightning bolt.
Gotta get the aid.
Wait, what?
Wait.
Gotta get the aid. I need help.
This is from some commercial from the 90s. It might be this is one I know that might be what's coming to me. Gotta have my pops. But there's corn pops cereal.
Corn pops
but
cereal
there's
is
we
so
just
good.
adjusted at the same time.
You cued me.
But no, there was some commercial that is in that voice. Gotta get the Gatorade. But it's a single syllable. Anyway,
gotta get the aid. Oh, yes, you wear that. Gotta get the.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about this right now. But yeah, I had a minor soccer injury. Couldn't play for like, I don't know, a week, but I could run. Always hated running. Something changed, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. Started long distance running at that point. Then senior year that was going into senior year, end of junior year soccer season. Going into senior year, I like started running a lot. Doing all like turned into like losing weight. That became a cycle. Then was like very obsessive about it. Blah blah blah. And like it became fully an obsession and like
of continuing to lose weight because you're
counting
like,
calories
I have control
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, there's
everything.
power in like being able. I mean,
time.
It's the opposite of like. Have you seen Arnold Schwarzenegger's Pumping Iron documentary?
No.
It's like people who get obsessed with that.
Well,
because he's like, if I can sculpt my body,
Crazy.
if I like, it's so hard not to do Arnold when you're thinking about Arnold.
Well, please do Arnold.
Yeah, I know, but he'll be like, oh yeah, if I'm like weak there, then I figure out what to do to sculpt it there to even everything out because you are the sculptor of your body. And then, and I mean, that documentary is incredible.
Okay.
His style is amazing.
Cool.
And then the entire time, the line that's kind of famous is that he's like, how lucky am I? Every day I am pumping iron and I am calming. It's like calming out this iron. Every time I work out, it feels like I'm calming. How lucky am I that I'm calming all
Wow.
the time? Yeah. And you're just like,
Oh, I did hear you were saying the word coming.
yeah, cumming.
I heard calming this whole time.
Calming. I'm calming
I've
myself
heard-
down.
yes.
I'm so hyped up and I'm so calm by the end of the workout.
I've
that
definitely-
I sleep so well.
the most intense like feeling ever, and you're like
very
calming.
Yeah. At the end of like the Muscle Man series, everybody's taking the deepest naps.
Yeah, totally. I won. Yes, I have heard that quote.
Yeah.
That he feels
Yeah.
like he's coming.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Yep.
But have
Well,
you ever
I'll watch it.
have you ever experienced that while working out? The feeling of coming a little bit?
No. Not once. There's a high. There's an amazing high. Okay. I've never felt orgasmic while working out, though. I will say that.
All right.
Sometimes doing yoga.
Next time you go to the gym, I want you to report back to me.
Okay.
This one where you push up.
Done it.
Do it, like really strain yourself and tell me how you feel.
But let me distinguish. Okay, I'll just do it and I'll report back.
Yeah. And then the other thing I want you to report back on.
Okay.
Because I just went to the dentist.
Great. Do I have black beans in my teeth?
No. Do I have black beans in my teeth?
Nope.
When I go to the dentist, I actually challenge myself to see how relaxed I can be.
How
during
much
the
you can calm.
experience. How much I can calm down. And so during it, I'll like hold my hands, like my hands hold each other, and I'll notice when I'm straining, so then I can cue myself to keep deep breathing and like relax. And I challenge myself to see if I can actually make it a pleasurable experience.
Whoa.
While they're cleaning my teeth. And this was the first time I noticed, but when they scrape the back teeth where it hits the gum, it like tickles in a really satisfying way. And I was like, I like this. This is really, because I can't get back there.
The worst
like,
feeling for me.
Yeah,
Also,
not the
gum,
tooth, but
I've
at
gum
the gum.
sensitivity.
Oh.
Oh, wait, maybe it's my tooth though. I don't know. Either way,
Yeah.
they make me use Sensodyne and a soft toothbrush, so whatever that is.
Yeah.
But okay, copy that. I hear what you're saying. If you
Just-
just like relax enough, maybe you can have an orgasm at the dentist, is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly. Exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said.
But actually, okay, back on the eating disorder thing. It is actually very interesting because it's one of the things that tipped me off to ADHD because the ED has taken many different paths in my life since it started. But there's also a lot of like orthorexia is where it started, and then there's like some binge eating disorder and
Orthorexia is what?
Orthorexia is like an obsession with like being healthy to an unhealthy.
I've
degree.
had waves of that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and it's like it's triggering for me now, but I feel like I've gotten a good
You understand
good sense
it.
of it. Yeah.
You have space from it.
Because it's a thin
Yeah.
line between like, I just enjoy learning about health and I want to be healthy and but then it gets to a point where it's, this is to a detriment
Obsessive.
in
Yeah.
my life and my mental health and
Totally.
my physical
You
health.
have to be able to kind of hold it lightly. Like
Yeah.
to me, everything's the 80-20. Like 80%, I'm doing pretty well. 20%, I'm having,
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
But I think I think one of the links to ADHD, I think there's like, an element of like, things being stimulating. So I think like being bored or needing being impulsive and like just like at first thought kind of vibes. This is very reductive on binge eating disorder, but I think this was like a big thing that kind of opened my eyes once I started learning about ADHD. Is that like, that makes a ton of sense that this was like happening in a time in my life, like this peak was like where I felt like I had no control and like binge eating is very interesting and like really, really stressful.
So it happened at a time it peaked because it was like essentially stimulating to focus on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally.
I get that.
Totally.
I get that.
And it's a lot of like emotional stuff and a lot of like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Talk about it forever. But
you think it correlates because of like it gives you something to focus on, and
Yeah.
it's like attention getting. Yeah.
Yeah, and the impulsiveness of it
Yeah.
too, I think, is like a big
How
piece.
is your impulse control with things?
I think it depends on what. Do you have thoughts when you ask that? Like, on what?
I don't know. I was trying to figure it out because you
I-
said impulse control.
I think I'm relatively impulsive. Oh, here's an example.
what way?
Shopping. I think like sometimes, and this is it's a similar, I think, like mechanism. Shop buying things is like exciting to me.
It
and
is.
like
Yeah. I get it.
and so it depends what kind of, I think my impulse control can be, but let's focus on that. Is great when I'm in an okay place. And if I'm stressed or if I'm like,
Yep. It's holistic.
feel like I
Yeah.
need something right now, I have to buy, I have to get something. And I'll be way more apt to like buy stuff I don't need or just like have the
Does it
experience
helps
of like
regulate?
getting things. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. I know the feeling.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I've been there. It's the last couple of years, I'm really good at kind of only buying things when it's out of a joyous place.
Cool. Yes.
So like I'll go to thrift stores and stuff.
That's my
because
thing.
It's a
There's
beautiful
also
day.
joy in it.
Yeah, I know. But I try and do it because I'm
Cool.
happy.
Okay.
So
Oh, so you know how to like tell what emotions you're having? That's something you can do?
8/9
'Cause
years
if
of
you-
therapy, deep trauma, suicide, and here we are.
Yeah.
Learn my yeah.
Somebody's done the work.
Someone's doing the work.
Yeah. No, it's
hard
I mean,
work, y'all.
It's hard.
It's hard work. I remember being in therapy and the basics were astounding to me because she would just repeat, "You are not your thoughts and your feelings." And I was like, then what the fuck am I?
If I'm not that, what am I? A bag of bones?
Yeah, what is
What
this?
are you saying I
What
am?
is this experience
You saying I'm a little
having?
you saying
'Cause
I'm a
my
little
feelings
meat
are
freak?
taking over.
Are you saying you saying you
they're not
think
fun.
I'm you think I'm a, what? Just a sexy little number?
But I was just like,
Will you want me?
what am I then?
Yeah.
And that was the thing that I really like talk therapy didn't have the answers for, but then learning more about like Alan Watts and Ram Dass and Joseph Campbell,
Yeah.
they have more context for
Okay.
Hero's Journey and all
Yes.
that kind of stuff, where they're like, they start defining ego.
Archetypes
Eckhart Tolle.
and-
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. They start defining ego and like existence in a way that I never related to before until I had my own personal experiences. And that's just kind of the journey of it. It's like, yeah, you're not going to understand it until you start seeking that out. And
Totally.
that's why it's like so confusing. It's like right under your nose, but you don't know what you're looking for.
When I first started therapy, I was like lying. I was not honest at all. I was like,
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. This was for specifically my parents made me go to eating disorder therapy, and
Yeah.
I like would I would fully not trust anyone, and I was like, I know the answers. I have this under control. I just need to like figure this out. Finally, once it got to a point where I was like, I have no choice but to like submit to this therapist, and I started like being honest, and then like I started noticing that I was hiding so many feelings, and I was like, oh,
Whoa.
that's
the
what it
feeling.
is. I thought I was just supposed to say what you wanted me to say.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Literally, we had no clue that's how bad we were at it. Just no clue.
Totally.
Yeah, I remember she was just like, I was like, this feels bad. And she was like, because I didn't know how to express anger or whatever. And she was like, anger isn't a bad feeling. I was like,
Totally.
but it feels bad. And she was like, yeah, but if you're a painter, you don't consider yellow a bad color. It's just a feeling you have. And I was
Yep.
like,
Wow.
and that's
Crazy.
when things started to really click, and then it didn't click, and then it clicked some more. So it's hard relate is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Hard relate.
Yes.
But yeah, knowing your feelings in real time, so hard.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of neutral time.
Like we were talking about
Yeah.
in the previous episode.
If you're
Yes.
taking in information or giving information, it's really hard to actually feel what you're feeling and make note of it.
Well, that's the thing too. I find this like, okay, so like meditation can be so helpful, but when I first started trying to do it, I was so bored. I hated every thought. I was like,
Painful.
This is it was like
Painful to meditate.
really
Yeah.
horrific.
I remember somebody in one like class I was taking was like, sit down for 10 minutes. We're not going to speak. We're going to meditate. And I was like, this is awful. What are we doing? And I was like,
what am I supposed to
wait,
be
this
doing,
is probably
feeling,
a
anything?
sign.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. But I will say I still had a hard time meditating. And it wasn't until I did toad medicine, which is Bufo alvarius, that I had an ego death experience. Classic ego death.
So I really
Sorry,
just had
I
an
know.
itch. It sounded like it was like I was giving you like steal
Babe.
second.
Babe. Babe.
Do you have the cocaine?
Do you have the cookie?
Do you have the cocaine?
But it wasn't until I had like a classic ego death experience. But the thing is, I'm a religious studies major. I grew up Muslim. I became evangelical Christian for a hot sec. Like I had a lot of framework to actually understand what I went through, which was so interesting. So the integration work, which was a lot of meditating, yoga, and then studying a lot of like Alan Watts, Ram Dass, all that kind of stuff, really made everything that I learned make more sense than ever before. And I was like, oh, now it felt like, oh, I was meant to learn all this so that when this experience happened, it all clicked in and made sense.
I love that.
Which was also it re-injected my life with magic.
Yeah. Oh, I bet, because you start to have like context for things, and you start to be like, oh, this is why this is happening. This is why I think this way.
Yeah. And you, instead of being like poo-pooing any magical thinking, you go, well, this is more fun, and I choose more fun.
Specifically when you had that experience and started like taking in more.
I was like, it's way more fun to believe in like magic, and and when I say magic is in the mind. So it's like you can believe that the world is out to get you, which is also a form of magic. Or you can believe the world is for you, which is a form of magic. And then you start mirror neurons. You start to see it more in the world, that it's for you or against you, depending where you are.
And I believe every time like somebody does a card trick, like literally I'm
that
like, yeah,
you
do
are
not tell me for 1 second that
wizard.
that's not magic.
Yeah.
That you studied some trick or whatever.
I
don't believe that for a minute. You are magic.
You are magic
to me.
Ram Dass. Totally.
Ram Dass, that was a really amazing session. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
I thought when you pulled the like rabbit out of the hat was like that blew my mind. I've been searching for answers for so long, and when you specifically did that. Now, that was full. You didn't have like a rabbit hiding up your sleeve or something, did you?
No.
Really?
Check in your pocket.
Which one?
Is it moving? Do you feel something moving in your pocket?
Oh my God!
It is a full-size rabbit. It is a full-size rabbit.
Full-size rabbit. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. See. Totally fine. I mean, this is really, really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I still feel a ton of demons in my body and my soul and myself, and I like have no idea what's going on in my head, and I feel not okay. But when you sawed that lady in half,
disgusting, right?
How'd she get back together again?
Disgusting.
That's wild, Rhonda.
It was disgusting.
Show me the card one again.
Disgusting
Show me the Jack of Hearts one again. I want to see if I can get you.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Check under your hat.
My bangs are weird. Here, I can do this.
Check it later.
Whoa! Whoa, the Jack of Hearts! No way! Oh, Ram Dass, you really are the real one. I love the Magic Castle. That's what it's called in LA, right?
Magic Castle is correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You have to be a magician, right, to get in?
Oh, I think so.
I do know
Yeah.
that. That's
You have
what
to
I
know someone. You literally have to know someone.
I'm
Yeah.
a magician. Yeah. You have to be a
There's an episode about it in the show Love. Did you ever see that?
I've seen that. Yeah.
I really liked it.
I watched the first season. It was great.
Wait, I feel like I was going to say something.
You were.
The other thing, another thing that, there was something else that like tipped me off about ADHD. I think when I first started learning about it, honestly, it was my brother is diagnosed. This was like in 2022, I
He
think.
got diagnosed with ADHD.
He did.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have not been diagnosed.
I
with
have
ADHD.
not. I am yet to be diagnosed, and this whole podcast is a farce, really.
Yeah. Yeah. We have one official and one unofficial diagnosed. But
I
I
meant to
think
make
we
that
can
clear before like people started actually watching these videos. I don't know jack shit, and I'm actually my brain is neurotypical, so fuck you guys.
love you.
I'm here for vibes.
Yeah.
No, but here's my journey. Is that like Ben, my brother, told me in like we were just having a conversation. He was like, by the way, I was diagnosed with ADHD. I thought you should know like stuff that I would never have thought of, but like his wife, who's a psychologist, she started like noticing things. She's like, you should get tested. They're fine. No, but and he was like, I would be curious if you do too. I think like, you know, it's possible that our people in our family do too.
How do you feel? I mean, do you want to get tested or do you not?
Yes, I set up this whole. By the way, so this was years ago. I told my therapist about it. She was like, "This checks out," and she's like,
It just feels so validating, like before even getting tested.
Totally.
You're just like, I relate to all of this, and there's no problem with it.
Yeah. Well, I started talking about it more, talking to other people about it, and I was like, "Do you think I?" And they're all like, "Girl, I feel like I'm looking in a mirror when I see you talk."
Yeah.
I'm like, is this why I cannot tell a story? Anyway, at one point, my therapist, like she, you know, we were talking. She does not diagnose me, but she's talking about like, well, what makes you think that? La 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 la.
Yeah.
And so all of these, you know, different things were coming up. Finally, I had a rough, like this summer was like, a depression. I was like, it was really, really that anxiety. Yeah. Like this year is honestly kind of weird for me. Anyway, my therapist has been like, I think it might really benefit you to just get tested, and if like there's a reason that medication like works, if this is something that is true for you, like it could really be helpful. Set up an appointment, felt like I was actually completing tasks, closing loops, had an appointment set up, and then I had got work scheduled that, you know, as gig workers we have to take work.
it,
and it's been impossible to reschedule this. I don't know what number to call because it was like through a system. I'm like, I've been trying. So now it's been months since that happened, and I'm like, I don't know where to start.
This is the plight.
Yeah.
Honestly,
when she gave me people to like reach out to that actually had like eating disorder specific, like ADHD people, friggin' $4,000, $6,000 to even get an assessment. I go,
which is like,
thank you. I'm good. Thank you. I guess I'll just keep dealing with what I have.
Yeah, thank you.
No.
I know. I went into like $8,000 of debt trying to get diagnosed. And get
You
all this
said
stuff.
that. That's wild to me. That's absolutely
I got
wild.
out of it because of pandemic money. I had that debt for like many, many years.
No one talks about that.
It's awful. But I did it out of desperation. I was like, just put it on this goddamn credit card. Clink.
Clink.
And then...
Focus.
I can pay for your dinner.
Well, honey, if you're going to drop that, pay for my dinner. I'm on my anniversary.
Oh, God.
How about a drink even? Gin martini. Dirty.
Debt me up, Daddy.
You're going to be thrown there.
But truly, no one talks about that. That is absurd that it costs that much.
Totally.
It costs a car, at least from high school days.
Literally.
Literally.
A used car, a not good car.
That being said, getting diagnosed, it was interesting because a lot of it was like, you're mostly depressed. And then the ADHD is like highly affected by that.
Yeah.
I was like, that's good to know. And then also with women, it's like very well known that we don't get diagnosed for until like this time in our lives.
Well, and because we present as like
high functioning.
We present as high functioning, and also like as students when we're younger, I think girls have more of a desire to like behave and get good grades and get like, you know, validation from teachers and stuff.
Maybe,
so they can hide it a little bit more. Yeah. And it also I think presents differently, but
but
that's just like a gendered take on it. But yeah,
I wanted to say that because you mentioned medication, and I think it's, you know, whatever you need.
Yes,
whatever you have to decide for yourself.
Totally,
and go on your own journey. But
for sure.
If you, for me, they did give me Vyvanse.
Okay.
Which is a common ADHD medication.
Yes.
And you have to get your heart tested to make sure it's good, which is always it's
scary.
That's scary.
Yeah.
But I took it. I started losing weight because I'd get so focused that I would like not need to eat.
Right.
And then, or it felt like I didn't need to eat. And then on top of that, I would sleep 3 or 4 hours a night. And
That's
then
where I'm at right now.
They kept bringing me down on the dosage because it was like, I was like 20 million, 10 million. I mean, I don't remember the exact dosage, but I remember they kept bringing me down because I was like, I need to sleep and I'm going crazy. You say you're doing that right now, 3 or 4 hours of sleep?
Happening. Part of it is like I was jet lagged, but it's happening before too. I'm like waking up, I like get 5 hours of sleep and I'm like, I know that's for some people that's normal. For me, that is so abnormal. And like, I just can't, I don't know. It's wild.
Several things could be happening. Cortisol spike, hormone imbalances right now. All of it. But also, I've been like getting up to pee around 4:30. And sometimes I'm like, I kind of want a snack or do something. My roommate was
start doing stuff.
My roommate was telling me that in like the Middle Ages, they had second sleep. So it was like well known.
I think humans, I think every human is different, but I do think
seasonal?
that like,
I don't know.
I think that like it was more natural to like sleep in chunks.
Yeah. I think they'd be like sleep for 4.5 hours, wake up, have a snack, do a little stuff, and then go back to sleep for second sleep. And I was like, what was nice about hearing that more than anything was don't feel guilty about it because actually that makes it worse.
The guilt and all of that.
And I'd be like, I should be going back to sleep. What's wrong with me?
No, and you lay there and you're anxious. Yeah.
If you're like a mentor of mine, she'll just wake up at 4 a.m. be like, I'm just gonna work on my book and then go back to sleep. Mm-hmm. And then from like 6 to 8,
what I've been doing.
6 to 9.
Working on my book. The early years.
The early years.
Jane Simmons, the early years.
Jane, this book has been groundbreaking. Your early years were 1,000 lives compressed into 7 years.
Well, my whole life has been one giant journey, and I'll tell you something. The early years are just the beginning. When I was young, do you have any questions?
No,
for
Miss
me?
Simmons, this is an interview about this book coming out, so please, whatever you have to say, we're here.
Well, I'll say this. Most of it was done between the hours of 3 a.m. and 4 a.m.
Wow, that's fascinating. That's usually, I would feel delirious. Were you delirious when you were writing those chapters?
Honey, I've never felt more concentrated in my entire life. I'd wake up, I'd say, here's 20 pages right now. Oh, I remember the time I went to the beach with my family. They left me there to die.
They left you there to die? Did they bury you? How'd you know they were leaving you there to die?
Right there in that moment, me and Moana.
Wait, they left you in the ocean, not just on the beach with the sand. They left you in the water, in the ocean.
Coastline of Rhode Island, honey. Me and the waves, we learned to be one. Now, I never saw my family again after that, and that's why this chapter's so long.
It was an incredible chapter to read, I gotta say.
Well, thank you for reading it, seriously. And I've had a wonderful time here. The one thing I'll say is there were no more Cliff Bars in the green room.
We'll get on that. Mrs. Simmons.
All right, no rush.
But I loved that the reason why you survived was really that you stopped paddling. You just floated.
And I said, one way or another, I'm gonna die, whether it's gonna be today or when I'm 85. And God willing, it's when I'm 85 in 20 years. Now listen, what happened was the most amazing thing, and this is in my book, you'll read. Now, what happened was the most amazing thing, Moana like. The waves took me, they cradled me. I said, fine, let me. I've never been more peaceful in my life. I looked up, there was the light, happened to be the sun. There in that moment, I did the backstroke like nobody's ever seen before.
I never know what's gonna happen next. Surprise every time.
And the footnote on that page, honey, well, you're gonna have to read it to find out.
Miss Simmons?
A fish bit my toe.
Miss Simmons, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here.
I got to get to Good Morning America.
I know. That's why I'm trying to honor your time right now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Remember those Cliff Bars.
All right. Be careful with those rollerblades.
Whee!
Oh, we got to wrap it up.
I love you.
I love you.
Thanks for tuning in to Two Curly-Haired Girls with ADHD. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts. For updates and behind-the-scenes content, you can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Two Curly Girls Pod. That's with a number 2, not the word. Got a topic or question you want us to cover? Reach out. We'd love to hear from you. This episode was produced by Don Rydell, Colin Stanley, James Quesada, and Gregory Gallagher. Edited by Don Rydell. Until next time, stay curly and ADH... Wait,